a little bit about those. So if people are out there and are thinking about hooking up with the Street Smarts and with Wall Street Bound,
So yeah, so thank you. So we at present have three primary programs. The first is our Introduction to Wall Street Boot Camp, 20 to 25 hours of just that introduction to what this space is about. We start off with slides on slavery. How do we not? Like Wall Street, who built the wall? Like we did. That needs to be recognized. Globalization. What was the first globalization? That was our black bodies. And so we go real with it. From an introduction to the space, asset classes, career paths, technicals, soft skills, professional presentations. Like I love my young people to see a panel of professionals that look and reflective of themselves. One of my favorites I talk about a lot, and not like I even ask his permission anymore, but Atiba. Atiba was the fixed income auto analyst at Nomura and JP Morgan. Atiba is a West Indian immigrant with dreadlocks down to his back. When I first met this brother, I was like, no way. I love you. And by the way, I gave props, shout out to Nomura and JP Morgan. Dreadlocks down to his back, the fixed income auto analyst. And so these people need to see that because I'm not, the messenger matters. And so professional presentations, introduction to soft skills, technical skills, we do some basic Excel modeling just to get a sense as to, okay, some students tend to be, they're finance majors. So they have a better sense of, okay, I want to pursue this. So it's more of like, okay, I know now I really do want to pursue this. Some students kicking the tires, what's this business stuff about? What's this finance about? Let me check it out. But ultimately, it's just to sort of help either turn on the lights or ignite the fire that's already there. The second program we have is a more intensive, which will be launching in full this summer as a single annual cohort called Wall Street Direct. That's an intensive with the express deliverable and purpose of preparation for the Wall Street summer internships. Very intensive. Those internships are very competitive. As an org, we focus on the front office, so that's the most lucrative, client-facing, investment-facing, and so we have to go deep on, the modeling, the technical skills, the language, the jargon, etc. And as a result, you're expected. Everyone will sit to receive portable, stackable industry certifications. Because what a lot of young people don't know is that you send your resume before a human even gets to see your resume. They're put through a machine because they just swamped. So these machines do Boolean searches on certain keywords. And so if you don't have finance club or certain things on your resume, you just don't get the look. It doesn't pop out. And so I decided to swap a portion of my curriculum with the FINRA SIE, Securities Industry Essentials, which is the new pre-Series 7, pre-Series exam. So, when I came up, you had to be sponsored by a firm to get licensed. And it's sort of like, well, how do I get in? But now all you need to be is 18, $65, I think it is, to get that first FINRA certification. So now you have FINRA on your resume. And so wherever you are, zip code, GPA, school, that now is your ticket to the game. Because no matter where you go in the world, FINRA on your resume, you're part of a club now. And anyone on the street recognizes that, and they can't take that away from you. So that's better than a Wall Street Bound certificate per se. Next is the CFA Investment Foundations certificate. Until a month ago, it was free. We're actually speaking with them, but let's just call it still free for the moment, where it's the precursor, pre-training to the CFA charter. But again, you go through basic industry training. You now have also CFA Society, CFA on your resume. Game changers. Few hours of work. It's online. SIs. And so you walk away with tangible things that not only demonstrate knowledge mastery, but now you got some paper on next to your name. Last but not least is my favorite. I don't hate to say it, but my favorite, not necessarily through the traditional Wall Street path, but we launched in June a program called the Diverse Trader Training Program, where it's this idea of how do we bring the game back uptown, because not everyone's going to be able to go through that Wall Street interview. Even with the technical skills, I'm not going to sound like I summer in the Hamptons or in Aspen, or what do you guys have? What's across the bridge? I'll name some fancy town. We're not going to sound like that. And so that's not to say that young people everywhere do not have the capacity to still crush the market. So we have a program where we've connected with proprietary trading firms. Our partner now, our first one is Maverick Trading. Prop shops their model is to allocate capital to independent traders. And if you can prove to them you can manage risk and make them money, they don't care what you look like, what sports you play, make us money. And so it's been an easier conversation. And so we partnered with this firm that focuses on two products: stock options and foreign exchange, online training. Stock options is 200 hours, 250. Forex currencies is 100 hours. After that, you put together a trading business plan based on your personality, your style. Then we let you go and do paper trading for 2 months. The purpose of that is not to see profitability, because no way, you just started. All we want to see and know is, are you disciplined enough to stick to your business plan? After that period, we have an assessment, and if you prove that you followed your trades, you followed your plan, there's an internal meeting. You wake up 1 or 2 days later, $25,000 in an account for you to manage. You keep 70% of those profits, and over the course of this 1 year program, after monthly check-ins, that account is expected to be funded up to $250,000 each. You keep 80%. And this is, I think, going to be a game changer, because no matter where you are, what school, I don't care, community college, GPAs, if you have the inclination and the proclivity for the markets, we bring this to you. I get applications as far as Saudi Arabia and Africa every day. Why not? This is scale. I lived in Vietnam, one of the poorest countries on earth. I always scratch my head. Same thing like here in New York. They have not one but two stock exchanges. I'm like, how? As long as you have a laptop and strong Wi-Fi, we got this.